Okay, at this time, I would like to welcome Professor Ken.
Good morning.
Professor Ken. Good morning. Professor Ken is an award-winning marketer, e-commerce expert, and digital marketing trainer who helps consumer product companies build their brands and online presence in the Omnichannel Web 3.0 environment. With 25 plus years of global leadership with 4 Fortune 500 CPG companies, and through his marketing company, eknlinks.com, Professor Ken has successfully launched over 200 million plus top branded CPG products in retail and online through dozens of omni-channel and online campaigns. Professor Ken instructs digital marketing programs at several universities, including Miami-Dade College, in partnership with Facebook, and is co-owner and course director of 21daycourse.com, an online school for business leaders. He has called Miramar home for 22 years, and you can reach him on his YouTube and social channels at Professor Ken US. Welcome, Professor Ken.
Hey, good morning. Excuse me. Good morning, everybody. It's great to be here at BizFit. Thank you for the wonderful introduction. And I've called Miramar home for over 20 years now, raised my children here, and I'm proud to be part of the city of Miramar, and I've had participated in these events in the past, and they're wonderful. So thank you for everyone for being here and putting them on. I appreciate that. So if I could, let me, I put my info in the chat if you want to reach me, but I'll give you a little more of that. Let me go ahead and share my presentation. So give me 30 seconds while I get that set up. And I'm also going to put myself on video mute, I believe, because you don't need to see a lot of me. I want you to see my presentation more than me. So let's see, give me a second here while I do that. Okay, perfect. Can everyone see the presentation okay? I'm going to put it now in presentation mode. Just let me know, put a yes in the chat or say, oh, good, you got it?
Yes.
All right, wonderful. So let's get started. This is about me. I'm Professor Ken, and yes, I am a real professor. I also instruct here at United International College here in Miramar. I do several online programs as well at Miami-Dade College in partnership with Facebook. I instruct their e-commerce digital marketing program there throughout the campus. And I also I'm course director at 21daycourse.com, and I do live sessions there, which I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. Please reach out to me. I put out new videos every week on my YouTube channel, and that's at Prof Ken US. So please check me out there. For some reason, I'm not moving forward here. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. And if you scan that, you can get all my details. That'll take you right to my online business card. You can save me into your contacts by scanning that, and you'll be able to reach me and get all my websites and all the things that I'm out there. And if you just forget, just remember @Prof Ken US. That's @Prof Ken US. You could Google me there and be connected to all the other things that I do. So let's talk about digital marketing here. Let me see if I can get this thing going. It doesn't seem to be, it seems like I'm having a delay in getting my next screen up. Hold on everyone, a little technical difficulties here. All right, now it's going fast. Okay, perfect. So let's talk about digital marketing. All right, everybody knows what digital marketing is. There's no secret there. And simply defined, it's marketing online. Now, I've been marketing for over 30 years. So the last 15 years, we moved online. During the pandemic, of course, that's the only way that we did business online. If you didn't have a proper online business or a website or online campaign, it was very hard to stay in business. Now, we're all consumers, so we all shop, so we get that, we understand that. As business owners, as marketers, maybe we're not quite clear on that. So I want to go through some processes to let us think about how we engage with our customers. How do we get our customers? How do we keep our customers? And how do we grow our business? Okay? Now, I'm going to talk about a love story here. Now, I know it's early in the morning and maybe we're not in the mood for love, but this is what we want to discuss. We want to build a relationship, okay? Think of this, a relationship with your consumer. You want someone to fall in love with you. It doesn't matter what type of relationship you're in right now. If you have a romantic relationship or a business relationship or a professional work relationship, you want to grow close with that person. You want to build that relationship, right? So what we do to gain that customer relationship is we use a combination of art and science. So the art and science comes together to help us form this target market. We call them a persona. That's the individual that we're trying to reach, our target market. Now, once we understand that and we put a persona out, we get to the thumbs up, right? The likes. Everyone likes to be liked. That's part of the engagement. Now, what's better to be liked? It's to be loved. And if we can be loved by our customers, we'll grow our business. And that's what we're trying to do, because if we can get enough customers to love us, they're going to stick around and they'll be what we call brand champions. And when they're brand champions and brand advocates, we build CLV. Now, that's a term that I would like you to get familiar with. CLV stands for customer lifetime value. That means we're keeping the customer for life, or we're keeping the customer as long as they want to stick around. I'll give you an example. How many here, raise your hand, how many here are on Amazon or Amazon Prime members? Probably a lot, right? Well, this Prime Day, by the way, today is Amazon Prime Day, so make sure you shop and get a good deal. Well, think about this. You're in love with Amazon Prime, right? You give them $14 a month for 10 years. That's the type of business that helps grow your business. That's why Amazon is one of the largest companies on planet Earth, because they have these loyal customers. Think about an iPhone, right? You have loyal customers. How do you build loyal customers? You build that by having them fall in love with you and give them what they need. Now, let's talk about that a little bit. So if we want someone to fall in love with us, we have to start with what's our responsibility. We have to start with keeping a promise. Now, think about your relationships, okay? You know a relationship is important to have, but you make promises in that relationship, and you have to keep the promises you make in that relationship. It's the same concept with your customer. If you deliver a brand promise, you have to make sure you deliver every single time. So it doesn't matter if you're the city of Miramar, if you're Professor Ken's cake shop on Miramar Parkway, if you're an online e-commerce store, you set up your brand promise. The customer comes to you and expects something. You have to deliver every time. Now, keep this in mind. When a customer doesn't get something, you break that promise and you hurt that relationship. And there's studies out there that tell us customers will give you 2 times to get it right. That second time, they're going to light you up online, give you bad reviews, and you'll never see them again, and you'll never grow your business. So we have to keep that promise. That's really important in building the relationship. But now, how does this relationship get started, right? Okay, Professor Ken, I get it. We have to have a relationship with our customers, but there's so many out there. How do we get them aware of who we are? How do we get them to notice us? Remember, think about any relationship that you have. At some point in time, you had to notice that individual to begin that relationship. Well, on the online world, that all starts with content. Now, content comes in many shapes and forms. There's earned content, that's content that we get from referrals. There's owned content, that's content that we have, our websites, our social media, our blogs, our videos. And then there's paid content, that's the ads and the things that we pay for. All this content has to get out there in front of your customers because you want them to be aware of who you are, right? Again, take it back to that relationship building. You have to do something so someone can notice you in order for that relationship to begin. So that content equals value. Now that value creates interest. The more interest you have in that brand, in that product, the more opportunities you have as a marketer to convert them. them. And that's what this is all about. It's about conversions. How do I take someone who's interested in me and convert them to a customer? So it all starts with content. And content could be a very time-consuming thing. I get that, but you have to think about it as like opening up your business. If you turn on the lights, you mop the floors, you set the products, whatever you do, give another 15 minutes a day to creating some type of content. And there are free tools out there that can do that in 15 minutes a day. I can help you with that. And of course, I have a company. It was a voted 2020 best social media company in Southeast Florida. That's what we do. We help businesses do that. But you don't need to hire someone if you can program that into your daily routine. Okay? Now, why do we need content? Because customers are taking different journeys to get to know you. There could be Claudia, who could be a younger woman who has children, who is on Instagram and Snapchat or WhatsApp, and their message is different. There could be Francine, who's an older woman who's retired, and she's on Facebook or LinkedIn. Her message is different. So you have to be able to craft this message to those individuals that will say, oh, this is an interesting company, Professor Ken's digital marketing company. This is great. I need to learn a little bit more about that. My message to Claudia, because she's probably more involved with digital marketing, would be learn the skills that will make it easier for you to be a digital marketer. And my message to Francine would be learn the basics of digital marketing, right? You see the same type of product, but with different messaging. So that's what we're trying to do and trying to get in front of them with. So how does this all start? It starts with us waking up in the morning as a consumer, having a problem or having a need to fill. We then have this consumer journey to find out how to solve that problem, how to fill that need. And us on the other end as marketers, we have that solution. In the middle of this is the content I'm talking about. That right now is the only thing that connects us to someone searching for us. How do you find something? Think about this. You want to eat Mexican tonight. What do? You punch in Mexican restaurants near me, right? Wherever you are. If you're in Miramar, Pembroke Pines, down in Miami, and then you find a Mexican restaurant. What do? You check them out. You look at the reviews. You see their menu. That's all content, okay? So if you're in the shoe business, you need to have information about how you fix, repair, and sell shoes. If you're in the digital marketing business, you need to have information out there on how you can help someone with digital marketing. That's all content, because when they search for you, you got to be able to put information out in front of them so they can find you. That's the key, okay? So now, let's look at this journey. How does it flow? Well, it flows with awareness. The customer that you're having out there has a problem. They need something. So now it's your job to help them get aware with putting out their content, because they go in, they punch into Google, hey, I need digital marketing to help me grow my business. That's what they punch in. So they start that search. That's the consideration phase. And they get all these results on the search engine results page. That's what we call SERP. And all these results come in and they start considering it. They start looking at reviews, look at cost, look at testimonials. They look at how that business can help them with their digital marketing. They come across Professor Ken's digital marketing courses. They say, oh, that's pretty interesting. Now I'm going to consider that a little more. Let me look into it a little more. They go to my website. Maybe they give me their email address. I send them more information. I give them a discount or I give them a schedule, and they buy, right? They convert. They sign up for one of my courses that I do online. Okay, if you have a product, you might ship it, or maybe you have a store, they might pick it up, but that's the conversion. All this got us to that sale. That's really important. So now we have the conversion. Okay, so what happens now after you buy something? Well, there are three things that can happen. Either nothing happens, you buy it, you went to that Mexican restaurant, you ate dinner, and you move on with life. Nothing great, it delivered, it kept its promise. You took Professor Ken's digital marketing course, it kept its promise, nothing great. Okay, now, what else can happen? Two other things could happen there. It could be thumbs down. It could be the worst Mexican food you've ever had in your entire life. And you're going to give them a bad review. And if you can give them 0 stars, you would give them -1 star, that type of thing. Okay. That's what we try to avoid. And if that does happen, you have to answer that. You have to try to solve that, especially if it becomes a public review. You never try to discount that publicly. You try to take it offline, but try to satisfy that customer. Remember, we want to keep that promise. The other thing that could happen, opposite of that, is thumbs up. Oh, Professor Ken's digital marketing class is the best class in the entire world. I learned so much. It's helped my business. I'm going to recommend it to everybody I know, and I'm going to take another course and another course and another course. That's what we call retention. That's how we build a business, by keeping that customer satisfied, keeping that customer happy, and retaining the customer. Now, if we do that enough, we develop what we call brand champions. Now, brand champions will tell the entire world how great your brand is. Okay, think about this. We all have our favorite brand, and every chance we get, we probably talk about this brand to our friend, to our neighbor, to our coworker. Oh, you got to check this out. You got to check that out. And that's what a brand champion does. So after retention, we want to move them into a brand champion, because when they're there, if you do have that Mexican restaurant, they'll come once a month for the rest of their lives to eat, maybe once every 3 months. It doesn't sound like a lot, but if you have 100 customers doing that, now you're building a business, and that's how you build customer lifetime value. And that's the whole goal here. Our goal is not to just make one sale. Our goal is to make one sale, keep the customer happy, have them come back and buy a second, a third, a fourth time year 1, have them come back year 2, 3, 4, 5, and do that as much as you can. That's how you stay in business for 20, 30, 40, 50 years, and that's how you become the greatest company on planet Earth. It's really important. So now we know all this. Well, this is great. Professor Ken, you're thinking this is great, but there's so many different social medias out there, so many different contents. What do I do? How can I possibly do this? I don't have time. And I hear that quite a bit. Well, if you can't spend the 15 minutes a day to do this, you can hire someone, right? I mean, that's what my company does. There's plenty of people out there that can do that. But what I would suggest is focus on 1, 2, or 3 platforms at the most that you're comfortable with. You don't have to be on every single platform. If you're good at Facebook, stay on Facebook. If your fans, if your audience is there on Facebook, master Facebook. Spend all the time learning Facebook. If you're good at making videos, create videos. You could post that video on Facebook and on YouTube. Everything you do, by the way, can go on Instagram. So you see how this becomes easier. But focus on the platforms that you're good with. Focus on the platforms that your customers are at. You don't have to be everything and everywhere. I'd rather you be 100% on 2 platforms than 30% on 7 platforms. That makes no sense, because you're not gaining any momentum there in building your brand. So let's talk about, I'm trying to get to the slide here. Let's recap what we just talked about. All right, this is a love story, right? We want our customers to fall in love with us. In order to do that, we have to create a brand promise and keep it. We have to create content that leads to conversion, that helps us get the customer to become aware of us. That means we have to develop target messaging that makes sense to that particular target market. We have to stay focused on that marketing message, stay focused on the social media, and become committed to doing this. It's going to take time. If you start tomorrow, you're not going to develop a business. It takes an average of 6 months to 18 months to really build up a strong online presence. So start today, because I guarantee you in 18 months from now, you don't want to regret not starting today. So it's really important. So let's talk about this a little bit, and here's my pitch, and I hope this helps you. If you scan this QR code, it takes you to a course. I actually do a live course through 21-day course every 6 weeks or so. The next one coming up is July 31st. Normally the course runs about $399. And for this session, it's $99. What it includes is not only the live session. I guess I got kicked out there. Not only does it include the live session, but I also spend an hour with you to discuss your business and talk about your online presence. That alone is worth the cost of admission. There's videos, 24 videos, several hours worth of videos. You get a marketing plan template, workbooks, ebooks, 3 of each. I even show you digital marketing tools that you can use for free in your business. And I launch a new course every week on that platform, free courses. So once you get access to the platform, you get free courses. All this is done to help you grow your business and help you reach your online consumer.